Welcome to the experience. Alina Eisenhower is with us, and she is one of the judges for Worcester's Best Chef, which is coming up, and the man behind Worcester's Best Chef, the person who puts it all together, Dominic Mercurio. Thank you so much for being here.
Hank. Thanks for asking us.
So, Dominic, tell us a little bit about how many years now for Worcester's Best Chef?
This is the 4th year.
Yeah, exciting.
4th year, and it's at Mechanics Hall this year, so I do believe we found our home. It's an elegant venue, as you know.
Yeah,
we've got the run of the whole place, every corner to corner. So we've got chefs everywhere that night. A lot of big flow, a lot of room for people to move and meander about. A lot of things going on too.
This is going to be, going to be very, very exciting. Now, as a judge, what are you looking for from these contestants?
Well, we do follow a set of guidelines from the American Culinary Federation, which is kind of a standard in judging. So they're judged on creativity, presentation, the components of the dish, and taste. Obviously, taste is first and foremost, but it all has to look appealing. You have to want to dive in to eat this food. And then we take into account, are they creative? If you just gave me a really good eggplant parmesan, well, you gave me a really good eggplant parmesan. There's a lot of people that can make that. So give me something I maybe have never seen before, or a new take on a dish I've had before, but it kind of has a surprising twist to it.
It's got to be the combination. It's got to taste great, but it's got to have the presentation as well.
Absolutely.
Dominic, how many chefs are competing this year?
Got about 22 chefs. And if anybody should know about creativity and innovative food design, it's Alina, because she just came.
Yeah, I was going to say, we're looking, Alina, at one of your creations right here, and talk about something that I'm sure not only tastes great, but that you looks like a piece of art, but that you also want, I want to eat it so badly right now and just dive into it. This is it. This describes exactly what you were just saying.
It is. This is my take on, it's exactly that. It's bread pudding, but it's not. People think of bread pudding as kind of mushy and in a bowl.
I've never seen bread pudding with glitter.
Yes, you know, exactly. What bread pudding would not perhaps excite me when I saw it on the menu, but boy, if this came out, that would be fantastic.
And it is one of the best-selling items on my menu, and I have won. I've been in the place of being a contestant before. I've won both in Boston and New York with this dish in culinary competitions.
Well, let me ask you then, from that standpoint, from the standpoint of a contestant, when you are putting your creativity at work to win either Worcester's Best Chef or some of these other competitions that you have been in, what's going on in your mind as to what it is that you want to present to a judge to excite them? Because these are other professionals like yourself.
Absolutely. Everything. The most important thing I think that I've learned through doing competitions is that you have to really be true to yourself. You can't be intimidated. No matter what level you get to as a chef, you have to stay true to yourself. You have to, I think chefs, even at the highest level, can sometimes be intimidated by other chefs when you're all together and go, what are they doing? You know, any type of competition. It's not just chefs, but by other people's food. And you can't be intimidated by other people's food. You have to do what you do, because that's why you got there. That's what got you there. If you're good enough to be at this competition, there's a reason.
Hank,
so do what gets you there.
I've seen chefs that I never would think would fall to this, but they become so nervous, and I don't know if I can handle that. Geez, we haven't really thought about what we can compete with. Guys that you know are great
and they are great chefs.
Or they try something new, and it's not the time to try something new. Don't try something you don't normally. It's fine to try a new dish, but don't try a new technique or a new style of food. Like, do what you do and do it well.
Don't try the Las Vegas bread pudding here. It's got glitter on it.
Unless you've done it before. Dominic, what can people expect when they show up at Mechanics Hall?
Well, if you come for the VIP session, 5 to 6, you're going to experience a lot. Even 6 to 9. Which is general admission, you'll experience a lot as well. This event is going to entail, of course, 22 chefs of the best chefs from the Southborough, Framingham area, all the way far west as Brimfield and Sturbridge, and parts in between. So you got great culinary experts putting together their A game, coming to win. Billy Costa will open up the night from TV Diner, and he'll introduce our Masters of Ceremony that night, which are Jen and Steve from the WXLO Morning Show.
Super.
We're going to really pick on the chefs. We're going to introduce them all the way around the room. We're going to bring them up one by one throughout the night. Steve from XLO is a great comedic genius. He's going to have some banter with the chefs. We've got 6 different vineyards represented and 3 different beer makers represented as well. So there's great beer, great wine. And on top of all of that, we've got Jeremy Bell coming in to do what he calls the Rum and Revolution. He comes dressed as a 1700s revolutionary in all of that quintessential New England garb. And he plays the fife and drum and a bunch of other instruments. He's a professional comedian, so he makes people laugh. And the best part of that guy is he's serving Polar Gosling's ginger with rum. It gives you a whole historical perspective on how rum came into being, how they bartered with rum and traded wives and husbands. And
well, and that's what I'm after. I'm after the history.
Yeah,
Only using it for the historical component.
There you go. And you got to remember, Hank, when you come, you got to vote. You got to vote. You'll get a wristband, vote your palate that night, and find out what the results
are. Now,
this
is an important part. So the judges, you certainly have your say, but the people who were there, they have their
awards.
say too.
Yeah.
So 2 different awards,
yep,
right?
2 different
now,
awards.
Are there all different categories, or is just the 2 main awards? I mean, you're Worcester's Best Chef as picked by the judges, and you are the People's Choice.
Correct.
And then there's the third. Well, there's an Iron Chef component. There's a round where they compete live on stage.
The 3 top choices by the judges compete live on stage. Courtesy of Thermador. Thermador created our kitchen set that night, so and they're a premium appliance manufacturer. And our 3 finalists battle it out up there on stage for the total champion Iron Chef Worcester's Best Chef title.
Wow. What a fantastic idea. We got a couple minutes here, Dominic. Take us back a little bit to the creation of Worcester's Best Chef competition.
I need a harp. Back in time with a little bubbly.
Yes.
Camera, yeah, it's a lot of fun. And the event came to being just about 5 years ago. We thought about it 5.5, 6 years ago, and the idea was, with all of Food Network bringing live competition on the scene, but through television, we thought, let's do something live, where people could come in the Worcester area, because I'm such a patriot for Worcester, come and actually experience what might be considered or analogous to a Food Network competition, but you're there live, you're voting your palate, the people from Worcester County and Central Mass have a say. And Alina knows what I'm talking about because she's done the premiere episode of Chopped on Food Network. She was featured in Cupcake Wars recently in Los Angeles when they taped it. So she's been all over Food Network. And so she kind of knows about the competitive vibe, and these chefs really carry it well.
And being put on the spot. The thing is here with the Iron Chef portion, it's a mystery basket, which is a lot like Chopped, where they don't know what they're getting ahead of time. They open their basket, and we throw some pretty crazy things in there to throw them off, and it's go, and it's really testing your kind of quickness in thinking as a chef and your skill to throw us together something that's edible and delicious on the spot in 30 minutes.
What I love about the event, too, is the kids, too. We've got Worcester Technical High School culinary students. These kids are great. Some of them come from economically disadvantaged backgrounds, but they come up to this event, they get paired up with a professional commercial chef who's in a position to give them some employment, which Alina did with one of our students last year. We raise money for them. They can go on to higher culinary education later on. Because see, some of them get disenchanted, Hank.
Boy,
you know, they graduate high school.
I mean, I know it, but you're giving them a real chance,
and that's
wonderful.
It's a big thing in the chef industry. I mean, in the culinary industry in general, chefs, there's a lot of camaraderie. And a big thing to all of us is to pass it on to the next generation, because that's what you learn is from other chefs.
Listen, we're looking forward. We're going to be there. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're looking forward. Of course, we can come and see you pretty much any night of the week down on Shrewsbury Street and enjoy. Can you tell us? Is it a secret? What's next for you on Food Network? When's the next time we can see you there?
The next time you can see us, my assistant Shayla, who also works at Sweet, we will be on Cupcake Wars on March 8th.
Looking forward to that. Soon. And Dominic, we can see you right here on Charter TV3.
You can see me on Foodies if you wish, but you could also see me on the Worcester's Best Chef website, worcestersbestchef.com. You got to go to that website, get your tickets now.
Absolutely, get your tickets right now.
It gets too busy that night.
I believe it.
You don't want to walk in.
Thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you, Dominic. Thanks for coming by right here on the Hank Stolz Experience.